We ready to learn some facts?
I hope so.
Now's not the time to be silly. It's fact time.
She's Junebug.
That's Genesis.
This is
Let's see how this goes with facts.
With Facts. We both found some historical facts that we thought either were interesting or, when put into context, is kind of mind-blowing.
Basically, weird things that happened at the same time.
Sort of.
Like, you know that scenario they always throw around, like, Cleopatra lived closer to
The moon landing.
than the pyramids. Like, those kind of things.
Yeah, which is, I think, crazy to think about.
Yeah. I don't know why it came out like that.
And with how rich human history is, with just random events and things happening.
I had fun researching.
So did I.
No, I'll go first because
Yeah.
I have a bonus one because I involved my birthday.
Oh, I did not think to look at my birthday, but go ahead.
So, first I just started with like a first fact that popped into my head. I was like, let's see what's going on with the 911 number. When do you think the first 911 call was?
Say 1975.
Honestly, you're not that far off. But the first 911 call was 1968,
Okay.
which that was 30 years after England implemented their emergency line.
Oh, wow.
It took us 30 years to realize that might be a good idea. And that means we still didn't put a 911 in until 22 years after World War II ended.
That's pretty crazy. I'm trying to remember when the telephone was invented here in...
Longer.
Yeah.
Before that.
Well, yeah. I was thinking it probably took them a good decade or two to figure out that this is something that we should use.
Before
need.
I saw it, you had to just dial 1, you get an operator, and hopefully they can help you. No,
Wait.
dial 0. My bad, for an emergency.
Okay.
We have relatives older than 911.
Yep. Yeah. My dad was born before the first 911 call. That's crazy.
Good thing he came out okay.
My first one. So America's 10th president, John Tyler,
Oh, okay.
has one surviving grandchild.
Oh, yeah, I knew about that.
I did not.
You did it?
No.
I don't know if he's still alive,
He is.
because I've heard about that fact for like 10 years or more.
I did not know about this. So John Tyler was born in 1790.
Tracks.
Had his son Lion.
Lion?
Lion with
Like
a
Ryder?
yeah, with a Y.
Oh.
Lion was born in 1853, and then
He was an old daddy.
oh yeah, he was 63 when Lion was born.
That's old nowadays.
Oh yeah, and so the grandchild that's still alive is Harrison Tyler. Lion Jr. was 75 when Harrison was born in 1928, and Harrison is still alive.
Old as hell, but
Up until 2020, John Tyler had two grandchildren still alive, but
wow.
Lion Jr. died in 2020. The 10th president of the United States, born 1790, has a relative alive.
now, another one I knew, I just know when the Battle of Hastings was. Want to take a gander.
It's like medieval times, right?
1066.
Okay,
Why I just know that, I don't know. That's a long time ago, you would say, yes?
I would say that. So almost 1,000 years ago.
But that was the 18th time Halley's Comet was seen.
How did they know that?
Because the first time it was seen was 239 BC. That was the first documented recording of Halley's Comet.
So what? Some dude's like, oh yeah, I see a star moving. Jot that down in a notebook, and then they just figured out it was Halley's Comet.
Well, I think we put it together years later.
Yeah.
Because it's like every 75, 76 years she comes around.
She comes around. She gets around.
In circles, mainly.
Marilyn Monroe and Queen Elizabeth were both born in the same year. They were born in 1929.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. There was a picture of them when they were both 30 at some...
They met each other?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
both stunning, by the way.
Yeah. Marilyn was always beautiful, and the Queen when she was...
Younger?
Yeah,
Oh,
she was really pretty.
very much so.
Dang, that blew my mind a little bit.
I know. That's the point of this video.
So this one sort of ties into the Battle of Hastings a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, 30 years after that,
Mm-hmm.
Oxford University was founded.
I have an Oxford University fact as well, but go ahead.
Oh no, it's probably the same one. So that means the Oxford University is 300 years older than the Aztec Empire.
Oh yeah, that's one I have too.
It's 300 years older.
Yeah. Well, one, I didn't realize how recent the Aztec Empire was.
Yeah, 1428. I looked it up.
Well, I mean, it was conquered finally in 1521 by like the conquistadors and Hernan Cortez.
I feel like, yeah, they were hundreds of years before that, but it was not.
No, yeah, it was much more recent than that. Okay, my third fact then.
Was that your third fact?
No, that would have
Oh.
been my fourth fact. But
Oh, okay, sorry.
we'll skip over it. I believe I found out to be not true.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Harriet the tortoise.
Yes.
So, Harriet the tortoise was supposedly a pet of Charles Darwin. This tortoise died in 2006, which is also the year I graduated. But it's also, I think, not true because the island that the tortoise was from, it's said that Darwin never visited that island.
Well, maybe someone gave him the turtle.
It could have, but I think it's interesting. One, that tortoise lived to be 175 years old, and two, it died in Steve Irwin's zoo.
So what part wasn't it true? That
That
it
well,
was Charles?
yeah, that
Oh, okay.
that it may not have been an actual pet of Charles Darwin, considering that Charles
Should have
Darwin.
asked the turtle. This one I was like, dang. Now, the last use of the guillotine in France was the same year Star Wars came out, which was 1977.
Yeah, I didn't know that's when Star Wars came out, but I did know that the guillotine was used in like the 70s in France.
That was the last time it was used when Star Wars came out.
That is,
Some people were alive when the guillotine was being used.
seeing it live in action. My number 4 fact: woolly mammoths were still roaming when the Great Pyramids were being built.
But honestly, I thought the pyramids were slightly older. I just figured they were just born with the earth.
I figured the mammoths were like gone, thousands of years before the pyramids were made. Because I picture the mammoths with the dinosaurs like.
Oh, I figured the pyramids were before the mammoths.
No,
Because mammoths were around with humans. Well, yeah, then I guess, yeah, who would have built the pyramids? I know some people say aliens, but we're trying to stay big grounded here. Aliens. Okay, so this one made me sad. Prisoners began to arrive at Auschwitz a few days after McDonald's was founded.
Wow.
Yeah. Two very different things happening
Yeah,
at the
well,
same time.
I didn't realize McDonald's was founded in the 30s or the 40s.
I thought it was 40s for
late-
Auschwitz.
Okay.
Auschwitz.
Either late 30s, early 40s.
Turns out White Castle was the first, burger fast food chain.
My last fact is George Washington never knew dinosaurs existed. So, George Washington died in 1799, and the first dinosaur fossil was found in 1824. So, 25 years after George Washington died, the first dinosaur fossil was found.
Coincidence, I think. I wonder if they found fossils before and they're just like, I don't know what it is, and then just moved on with their lives. I thought you just were going to tell us he dumb.
Just George Washington, he never knew,
Now, this one made me think of you, and I went, ugh.
I can't wait to hear this.
So, Nintendo was actually founded in 1889.
Okay.
It originally said 1888, which still seems crazy for Nintendo. But that was the same year Jack the Ripper was loose in London.
I wonder what the hell Nintendo was doing back that early.
I don't think he was Jack the Ripper, if that's what you're
No. I mean, Nintendo is a Japanese company? And Jack the Ripper was not Japanese?
that we know of.
It's true.
never
I
found
say
him.
he was never found.
I mean, he's dead at this point. So I was like, whoa. I'm like, why isn't Nintendo that old? It's time for my last fact.
Okay.
It's the one for my birthday.
Okay.
So not much happened on my birthday. When I was looking it up, I just found the one fact.
Like, is this the day you were born or the year you were born?
The day.
Okay.
So, I was born the same day the Scottish Parliament was opened by Queen Elizabeth.
Huh.
Which seems crazy, because, I'm only 24. But whilst the Scottish Parliament was being modernized and opening, I was being born, and J-Lo was at the top of the charts in the US with If You Had My Love. I just had to throw that in. There's so many different things happening. So I thought that was kind of a fun fact.
Yeah.
I'm exactly as old as the Scottish Parliament. Or depending on the time of day, I'm older by a couple hours.
Well, I think they're ahead of us in hours, so
Oh,
you'd be slightly younger by a few hours.
Okay. I forgot about the time.
Yeah.
Never mind. But that is our facts. We just thought it was so interesting we wanted to share.
Yep.
Do you got any sick facts you want to tell us? What happened when you were born? That is all. I thought that was fun and interesting. Bye. See you next week.
Yeah,
He's so excited to be here.
I am.